DAR Sports Media. I had to remember which page we were on. We are finishing up our NFL draft class grading and coverage from an exciting NFL draft a few weeks ago. The last two divisions we have left. Is it going to be the AFC and NFC Beast or the AFC NFC Least? AFC NFC East. We're excited to hear what yours truly, the Tay Man, has to say about what his Commanders did. I think we're starting there. I think in our pre-coverage, you were more excited about Jaden Daniels possibly instead of Drake May. They went up and got the guy, Jaden Daniels, with all that potential, all that ability, with Cliff Kingsbury, quarterback whisperer, calling the offense. I think there's some things to feel good about. Still got a good skill position group out there. Offensive line, still some questions. And then, hey, they added a McCaffrey to the group. Oh, Luke McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey's brother, who was a baller at Rice. I think the third round might have been a skosh high for him, but still a good add to your group. What are you feeling about? You got the quarterback that you liked. How you feeling about it?
Me personally, I'm kind of like in the middle about the draft. Like, I think we didn't hit team need as much as I wanted to. I think if you watch one Commander game and you knew all the positions, you would say, oh, okay, I think this team needs a tackle. And we didn't really address that, in my opinion, in this draft or even free agency. So that right there bothers me. And I just feel like we're missing out.
Do you like going with the whole approach of, like, do you think this team could have been better taking Joe Alt at 2 and keeping Sam Howell?
You got a point. Like, I see what you're saying.
I'm asking you because I don't know if I feel that way, but you know me. I've said it. I've been consistent about it. Don't reach to the quarterback. Build with good players. I think Howell showed some good things. He showed some bad things, but he was behind an atrocious line. He looked like he was going to break the league record in sacks. I don't know. I think maybe if you add to that line and fix that problem, maybe you don't got to go the whole fresh quarterback rebuild route.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I guess they feel as though even a good quarterback behind that line would have been better, if you get what I'm saying. Like, like there's some elite quarterbacks in this league now don't have a good line, I'd say. Like, Joe Burrow has been someone throughout his career, like, really. Brock Purdy. There's another guy. I know you wanted me to say that. Yeah, but a lot of these quarterbacks.
I was ready.
I already knew that. A lot of these quarterbacks don't necessarily have a good line. They may got one guy on the line, but just as a unit, the line's just not that good. And they still perform. And I guess they feel as though he didn't do good enough with less.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
No, it makes sense. They didn't see enough. Yeah, I got it.
That's why I say, I'm fine with going quarterback. For a second, I thought Sam Howell was a guy. Like, I know what I saw. It just the ship sailed halfway through the season, but I like the quarterback pick. I do. I see why. I just don't understand why there was no tackle taken. Like,
yeah, because there's still plenty of good ones on the board for y'all in the, especially like in the second at pick 36. Like, that's a head scratcher to me.
I think he's gonna be a dominant player, but
y'all have 3 second-round picks. Y'all have 3 second-round picks and did not take a tackle with any of them in a super deep offensive line draft.
Yeah, rough. Like, at the time, Jerzon Newton, yes, he fell. I'm happy we got him, but I was like, why are we getting? That's our best position. That's literally the only position on our team that's solid. We got Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, 2 people that broke. Like, they come on. They walked in the office with a blank checkbook and they got exactly what they wanted. That's all I gotta say about both of them. And we add to that.
I mean, you know me, I'm down with establishing identity. So I don't hate it from that perspective, but when you have such glaring needs,
exactly,
and it's such a good class at that position, and you had 3 opportunities to address it and didn't take any of them. Yeah.
And what's even worse, I was a fan of Cooper DeJean. I think he could play anywhere on the defense.
Yep.
We traded the pick. He was there at that pick. Guess what team we traded him to?
Yep.
The Eagles.
I feel your pain. I feel your pain.
I couldn't believe that. I'm like, yo, we really just traded we pretty much traded Cooper DeJean to the Eagles, and now we got to deal with that for the rest of his career. I like this stuff like that. We could have used a corner. I like who we got, but like it is. We were just missing out on the best guys at that position and the best guys at our knees. Like it's like we weren't like in Madden, you about to draft a guy. We scrolled down a little too far picking these guys. We didn't pick the top guys in position. So
yeah,
I'm very so-so in the draft. I'm not necessarily I'm not ecstatic and I'm not upset.
So I'm guessing that that was the other class that stuck out to you in this draft was that Eagles draft. They keep on. So this is kind of they're the NFC Colts for me, where everybody is you're confused, but you're gonna get it in a second. Where everybody is like smearing their mascara, like shoving the cock so far down their throat every fucking draft class about how fucking amazing this draft class is and how much value and and what have they gotten for it? 2 fucking ass whoopings in the playoffs. Super Bowl run, very good, but the other 2 years have been 2 ass spankings in the playoffs where they looked absolutely fucking clownish. So let's pump the brakes a little bit on the praise for these draft classes and how amazing they are, because they ain't producing what they should produce. But I mean, we'll say Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, 2 guys who definitely weren't expected to be there. They also got one of our favorites, Will Shipley, later, who's going to be an awesome mix into that offense and awesome mix into that crew, because he can do a little bit of everything and do it all real well. Interesting pick late, old Johnny Wilson, 6'7" of him at wide receiver, and also heartfelt. I'm a little worried about how this might work out, but Jeremiah Trotter Jr. as well coming to the team his dad played on. A lot of cool pictures, a lot of cool social media posts right after the pick. I have concerns about how that's going to work out, because the Eagles are very thin in linebacker, so he's probably going to get pushed into action, and it might go very poorly. But Vic Fangio, this is going to be interesting. These tools that he has to work with now, between the pass rush, between these 2 corners, between, like you said, Cooper DeJean can play anywhere on the field. You can match him up outside. You can blitz him from the inside. You can have him play over the top. You can have him play some nickel, and some of the nickel linebacker in some packages. Like, the guy's just a ball hawk. He's everywhere. A lot of danger, but we also say this like every year about the Eagles. So, what do you think about the Eagles draft class?
I feel like they could have very well just drafted the best corner duo 2 or 3 years. Like, you can honestly say that. I mean, I feel like they were in everyone's top 5 corners in this draft, and they're gonna be learning behind Big Play Slay. I don't know, man. I thought that was exactly what they needed. Like again, if you watch the Eagles for a game, their corner, and you just knew something in that defense just wasn't right, and they definitely made sure they addressed that. So yeah, Quinyon and Cooper DeJean, I think, will be fine players. Like, they just drafted the top 5 corner duo. Just give them like 2-3 years. Will Shipley will be great. Like, they no longer need Kenny Gainwell. I think this was the Kenny Gainwell replacement.
Yeah, replacement. Yeah,
and to not run Saquon through the ground, to not give Saquon 40 touches like he got in New York. So I like that.
They're very multiple. If they want to go like a double back gun,
you could.
With Shipley on one side and Barkley on the other,
couldn't stop that.
You would have no idea what they were going to do or where it was going to go.
Yeah,
and both guys can catch out of the backfield. Both guys can block real well. Like, yeah.
And they even added Johnny Wilson. I thought Johnny Wilson was gonna go a lot higher than that, but 6th round, I thought that was a steal. If they can find some package, if he's any good, This man, that's
dangerous.
yes.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, like if you add Johnny Wilson, if they can really unlock Johnny Wilson, offense would be absolutely insane. So I like the swing pick right there, you know. Like Eagles aren't afraid to take guys that are sliding in the draft. You know, they're that team to stop the bleeding. You know, just think back to Jalen Carter. They did that when people thought he was gonna go top 3. He slid down to him. They traded up, stop the bleeding. Cooper DeJean, same thing with him. Traded up, stop the bleeding. You know, like Eagles are not afraid to do that. They don't care how other teams view that. If that's their guy, that's their guy. But yeah, Eagles definitely had a great draft in my opinion.
Anything else you want to cover from the NFC East? I personally, my take on the other two classes is the Cowboys draft was and the Giants, I hated what the Giants did. Hated it.
Really?
They did the opposite of everything that I ever would have done if I were them. What the fuck is Malik Neighbors? What difference is he going to make on that fucking team? Fucking none. What's the system? Who's throwing them the ball? Who's blocking for the guy who's throwing them the ball? Fucking none. Like I just don't. I don't understand it, man. When you could have fixed one of your problems with one of the offensive line, or you could have built an identity behind taking more pass rush, taking one of the top corners, and beefed up that defense more, because the defense is going to need to be fucking good, because you lost your best offensive fucking player by a fucking mile. You ain't got no running game. Your offensive line sucks. Your quarterback is Daniel fucking Jones. What the fuck is Malik Neighbors going to do in this fucking situation? It's like putting a fucking piece of gum on the side of the fucking Titanic. Fuck out of here.
What did the Giants do to you?
It's just frustrating, man. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah. Like, so, well, maybe this is their, what were you saying earlier? Building the foundation? I guess you could say Malik Neighbors was a building the foundation pick, to develop him with Daniel Jones, that's very risky. You could very well just ruin this man's career. I think he's a great receiver prospect, but
he's a great prospect. Yeah, absolutely.
Daniel Jones, the guy that doesn't throw deep.
Yeah, deep route. He don't throw it deep, and like can't block for him to throw it deep.
Yeah, if Andrew Thomas is out, offensive line is terrible. That's showed it last season. This is the place where wide receivers go to die, man. And you're gonna put this dude out there right off the bat. Exactly. Fuck. They were trying to hype Jalen Hyatt last year because he was fast. Like it's something about Daniel Jones. Like it'll just be something about him. He sucks. That's what it's about him. Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like their draft did suck. I like Neighbors because, like, you know, he's a good.
I like him as a prospect. Yeah, but
did
we ever even see what he can do?
It's still the Giants. Like they still have no line. They really didn't address tackle. Like they're gonna rock with Evan Neal again. Like that's unreal. It's honestly unreal. Yeah, the Giants. I definitely wasn't a fan. Malik Neighbors definitely, yes, I do like that, but it's more so a fit kind of thing. Like, can Daniel Jones really use that pick, you know? And the Cowboys, let me talk about them briefly. Cowboys are gonna suck. Just letting you fans know they're gonna suck. They didn't fix the receiver problem. O-line, they got O-line leaving in free agency. Didn't really replace that. I mean, I guess they did. I don't know. To not get a running back, that was very, very surprising. You know, they picked corners and stuff like their least need. They picked corners over running back, and I thought that was kind of, they couldn't even use the 7th on a running back. But yeah, this team isn't going to the playoffs. This draft, it just really didn't move me. Like they got a lot of like athletic, like swing picks. I don't think they really got anyone like necessarily like about the, you know, they did need tackle. So yeah, I do like they got Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma. They definitely did need that. So I understand that pick, but I don't think this necessarily makes the Cowboys better, you know?
Good. I think that's good for everyone. I don't think I'm just joking, but yeah, I agree. I didn't see anything. Guyton is a good address. You know, they need tackle help because the Tyron Smith era is over. By the way, most dominant player I've ever watched in person. Tyron Smith is a bad fucking
I believe
dude.
it. I believe it.
I just sat there. I went to a game. It was really expensive tickets. It was Cowboys Eagles, like big rivalry game, and I just enjoyed just sitting back and just watching him on every snap in person.
Yeah, I don't blame
fucking
you.
amazing.
Like, he is like that,
just erasing people. So AFC East. Well, this will be. We'll have to save this for. The off season when the camps start, when we start doing our divisional previews in July and August. But are the Bills gonna suck?
No,
because
I have to think about that.
They went high. I like Keon Coleman as a player. Obviously, he's been great as far as the interviews and like what kind of a person he seems like. But that's a lot to put on one guy who's helping him, who's their running backs. They've lost so much on defense. I don't know, man. Like Keon Coleman there. Let's see, who else did I like? Dolphins. Oh my god, I'm excited to do that. Fucking.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I'm excited to do that preview. They lost 9 out of 11 defensive starters. Like, god damn. The Jets, I guess, would be my pick because they got Fashanu, help protect Aaron Rodgers, build more to that offensive line. They really attacked that weakness spot. They got one of my favorite guys, Malachi Corley, in the third. That's going to be another awesome weapon, rack guy, toughness guy, attitude guy to add to that group that's already fucking loaded between Garrett Wilson, between Breece Hall, between, all the guys they got out there going. Braylon Allen from Wisconsin, we liked him coming in. So good addition there. Isaiah Davis was actually one of my favorite prospects in the class that we didn't end up talking about, but super producer at South Dakota State. Love my FCS guys. I like what the Jets did. Otherwise, these classes, I'm not real sure. It's a new day in New England, obviously. It's interesting they took 2. I was shocked that they took Joe Milton late in the draft. I like him a lot as a prospect, by the way. Yeah, the the Dolphins, I just don't know. I don't know about the defense. They sunk a few picks into it. Not sure how much it's going to help. Yeah, so I have to go Jets. What'd you think of the AFC East draft classes?
I'm gonna start off with the champs of the AFC East. Not my chance, not for next season. I think we know who I'm going with. But
I mean, I might have to ride with you on that.
Yeah, I
was real heavy on the Dolphins. They had their roster. It looked good, but now those guys are gone. That was their shot. That was their last dance last year. So
yeah. But I'll start off with the Bills. They definitely need a wide receiver after losing Diggs and Gabe Davis. Their deep threat, which I think he'll be great for Trevor Lawrence. They got Keon Coleman. I do like Keon Coleman. Something different. He's a go up and get it kind of receiver. Fits Josh Allen's reckless play style. So, I see why they went with Keon Coleman, and I think he'll be a fine player. So, it wasn't a bad pick. I like getting Ray Davis. Hurts my fantasy team. I just traded James Cook for obvious reasons, but it's dynasty actually, not dynasty.
Okay.
But yeah, Ray Davis is a power back. So what they're doing is, if you remember last season, they were playing like Latavius Murray, like guys like what you thinking like, why are they playing? It's because James Cook is 190 pounds and he can't win those 4th and 2s, those 4th and 1s, 3rd and inches. So they brought a guy in, Ray Davis. Sorry, watch your fantasy team. He might steal some touchdowns from James Cook. Like, I think that's exactly why I did that. So I do like that pick for their offense, because Buffalo last year was really the first year they actually had a run game in the first place. But yeah, they could very well suck. Only way they don't suck, Josh Allen has to carry. That's got to be like the only way, you know.
Well, we know what happens when Josh Allen starts playing hero ball.
Yeah, that's true. And I go to the Dolphins.
The games aren't going to be boring. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, they're not. They're not. Yeah, I think the Dolphins, they did something. I don't think they needed it. They kind of needed the edge because both the edges had season-ending injuries. So I understand that. I don't know about the first round, but I do get that. They needed a tackle. They got that. Then they're going running back. Very confused on that. I guess, you know, I don't know. I can't even.
I mean, it's fucking crazy because he's one of the biggest playmakers in the class. Like, we highlighted it. He was probably the biggest playmaker. Jalen Wright, you're talking about, Tennessee. One of the highest athletic scores of the whole combine. The dude's a game breaker, but like three of a kind. You already have
exactly
Kane and Mostert. So and you got so many other needs. You lost so many defensive pieces. Unless that fella is going to go out there and play safety, I don't fucking know, man.
Right, that draft was definitely questionable. They definitely lost one of the best D tackles in the league. They'll just figure it out, I guess. Dolphins definitely did not have a good draft in my opinion. Like, it was, you know, it is what it is. The Dolphins don't normally really draft good anyways. But on to the Patriots. That this Drake May pick could be history. Like, 5 years from now, if Jaden Daniels doesn't turn out, if he's out the league, we'll look at this and be like, man, the Commanders just should have picked Drake May. I think this might be a situation of that. Hope not. I hope we made the right decision. But this the Panthers picking Drake May could be like one of them kind of picks where you look back like Commanders doing Commanders things. But outside of that, though, I hated the Patriots draft. I hate it. I thought they reached every round, every draft. I don't know. Like, it still looks like Belichick's in the building. This is like a Bill Belichick kind of draft. Like, they got to get out of that era. Like, this team might go 4-13 again. I absolutely hated the Patriots draft. And on to the
I don't know. At least they're getting big. It don't look like a Bill Belichick draft to me because it's all big schools.
You don't think so?
North Carolina, Washington, Penn State, Texas. There's no directional. There's no Southwest Christian Baptist State. Right. Fucking yeah. There isn't fucking players from colleges that are named after people and shit. Fucking Brian and Lamar and fucking Lenore and fucking yeah. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to highlight on the AFC East?
Yeah, I'm on to the.
Talk about your guys. Talk about the perspective, the future AFC East champions.
Yeah, the 2025 Super Bowl champion, New York Jets.
Super Bowl. You're out of your mind.
But,
you're gonna get a preview of it week 1, big dog.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what they look like.
Yeah, but I think I like their draft. They definitely need a tackle for the future. You know, they solidified tackle this season. You know, they brought in Tyler Smith, Dallas, great vet. I think he can still play. You know, I wanted him honestly, but
yeah, no, I did too.
Yeah,
I was like, I wonder if he'll switch to right tackle.
Yeah,
we should see.
I mean, why not? Yeah, and then they traded for Morgan Moses, which showed me what this team's about to do. Run the ball. Morgan Moses is a run blocking right tackle. So they go out and get another offensive tackle just for the future because both their tackles are old. Then they get Malachi Corley, who is a great gadget kind of receiver. He's gonna be running the ball. Braylon Allen.
What did I say? What was his comp? Debo.
Oh yeah.
Who's their fucking head coach? Former defensive coordinator of the 49ers. Please believe that's going to be a nice little depth pick out there for y'all on the dynasty fantasy drafts.
Yeah, and then they got Braylon Allen. I like that. They do have one of the best running backs in the league to me, Breece Hall. But that's to like not just same kind of thing I said about Saquon. Not just don't just run your running back through the ground. You know, a lot of teams did that. Like 49ers did that too. You know, like a lot. I like that. Even though you do have elite running back, that does not mean you gotta give them the ball 50 times.
Stretch out that productivity.
So
Need
that
him
was
for the long
great
haul.
Yeah,
I don't want Christian McCaffrey to get more than 15 touches in a game till week fucking 15 this year.
That's exactly. You know, but yeah,
preserve those legs.
Yeah, the Jets had a great draft in my opinion.
True, you jumped on in here. We brought you up to the stage. Favorite class of the NFC East. Favorite class of the AFC East.
Well, first, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Perfect.
Oh, you sound great. Better than in weeks.
Okay, I'm holding my headphones by a thread right now. I had some tapes. I saw there was a short in them, which is what I didn't realize there was a short in my headphones the entire time. Very, very hot under the microphone. So for the last few weeks, if you heard, yeah. So hopefully that problem is fixed for now. First of all, I just want to say I heard somebody say the Jets gonna be Super Bowl champions, and my young brother.
That's tough.
I gotta ask you, Tay, if you can, do you smoke weed and drink alcohol? Do you do that do you do that at all? Just curious.
On occasion.
On occasion. Okay.
Are you doing it right now?
Today? Have you had any today when you said the Jets are gonna be Super Bowl champions, brother? Because
no, tell me why they're not.
Okay, for one, Aaron Rodgers, whatever his entire leg is now being kept together by the same putty that the Power Ranger villains were made of. So that's one.
First of all, Patrick Jameson Winifred Mahomes III still fucking exists.
That's a long ass name. I did not know that was his full name.
It's not.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. I was about to say Winifred. I was like, Winifred, that is yikes. All right. Well, I don't think the Jets have what it takes to personally, I don't think they'll be better than the Bills for one. So I don't think they will.
The Bills are gonna suck. They're gonna win the AFC East. But
this is the last dance. Y'all are overthinking it.
No. I don't think the Bills are gonna be great.
And Peyton Manning.
I just don't think the rest of the division is gonna be good enough to do anything. I think this division, which in years past was actually pretty solid.
Yeah,
it looks like it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. I mean, hey, maybe the Patriots, Drake May, you know. I mean, maybe that's what they need, you know. I'm not 100.
I don't understand how this team doesn't fucking win 10 or 11 games in that division.
They are. That's what I'm
saying. As far as the playoffs,
this is the Peyton Manning season right here.
Got concerns.
Peyton Manning in Denver.
How old is? Wait. I'm curious, right? So Tay, you're a funny guy, right? So you're funny. How old is Aaron Rodgers? Just curious. How old is Aaron Rodgers? You usually write off all the old guys. What's different about Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
what's different?
Yeah, old.
He got a team. He got a great team.
The defense, I will agree with you. I will agree.
No, their offense is nasty too. They got good players, but
I will agree.
Bro, there's some beast teams in the AFC. Chiefs are going to be so good this year. The Browns, god damn it, I hate to say it. The Browns. The Ravens with whatever fucking Derrick Henry got left. Joe Burrow's back. Hell no. But
I will say this. No, I will say this. I'm interested to see what Malachi Corley does for the Jets. I'm really interested to see what that is. And if we can get anything that is replicates Rodgers in his prime, which I don't think we'll get that exactly, but if we can get just enough from him, I mean, maybe we could see them do something. But it's just like there's a curse with Rodgers where he just can't get over that hump anymore to win a championship. Even with a team that's this loaded, I still just don't see it, and I just don't. I said I don't think they're going to be as good as it looks right now. and
What
I
do you mean
can't
anymore.
pinpoint
He
why.
can't get over the hump anymore. Motherfucker been
One
in the league
time.
for 30 fucking years, and they've gone to 2 Super
I'm trying to
Bowls.
tell you, this is his Peyton Manning season. This is his.
This is
Like,
2016 Peyton Manning. That's
yes.
what that is.
Yep, that's
I
exactly.
mean,
what's
that
gonna happen.
look. He got the pieces. You got the pieces to do some damage, but it's like, is his arm still up to the challenge? Is his body still up to the challenge in general?
Oh yeah.
Can he stay on the field? That's a long season to stay on the field, brother. At his age, with his injuries, that's a long season. Long season. I don't see it. I just don't see it. But I do think they did a good job in the draft. So
yeah, let's say we're gonna get there with our divisional previews. What'd you think of the draft class? What's your favorite draft class of the AFC East? Still going Jets though?
I would say probably Jets. Jets had the best of me. I wasn't really moved by by really any of the other teams in their picks. I know one of my friends is a Dolphins fan, and he absolutely was like, I think we did good. I was like, yeah, Malik Washington is totally moving the needle out there and in Miami. But yeah, I wasn't impressed. I just wasn't impressed with anything that I really saw outside. I said the Jets did good. I mean, depending on how you look at it, I guess you could say the Patriots did okay as well. Depending on your opinion on Drake, Drake May and I think Jalen Polk and a couple of those other guys. But yeah, I think it's clear that the Jets had the best draft of their the division. Wait,
So who'd you like on the NFC East side?
Oh my God! I forgot as I got on here. I should have stayed off. I like the Eagles. I like some of the Eagles picks. I thought they got your guy, right? They got your guy. We were talking about him a couple weeks ago. Coop. They got him. I know they got my guy to Clemson, Will Shipley. I thought they had a strong draft. I think they picked up some pieces that they could definitely utilize. Interested to see what it looks like for the Eagles going into the season with where these new additions fit in and how well they can get acclimated. But I mean, on paper, the Eagles look like a very stacked team, and I think they look like that last year.
Every year we're saying the same stuff. I was saying this earlier in the show. Every year we say this. 2 out of 3 years, it's ended up with a massive ass whooping in the playoffs.
It's like, can they do it? I don't know. Can they do something with that? But I think to me they had a really good draft. I know I've seen people say they thought the Giants did a decent job drafting. I am not. That was they're probably to me the one I laugh at the most. But once again, I have a lot of people who are Giants fans.
They don't really show up in the results this year.
Yeah, like I have a lot of people that are Giants fans on my timeline and in general. So I think they're just being homers about it. As far as the Commanders, Tay, what did you say? What did you say about the?
It was
mid.
Yeah.
How you feel about Jaden Daniels? How'd you feel about the Jaden Daniels pick?
I like it, but I don't know if you heard me earlier. I was basically saying like that whole about the Patriots. I was saying like them getting Drake May by us could go down in history. Like that could be like Trae Young, Luka kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like if Jaden Daniels sucks and Drake May is top 5 quarterback, like that's gonna sting. Like people gonna be like, Commanders they threw Drake May in the trash. They gave him right to the Patriots. Like that could be one of them trades. That's why I'm like I'm in the middle, and then we didn't hit team need like as much as I wanted. We weren't picking the best guys at the position. Like we were picking from athleticism standpoint, and we drafted all captains for their college. Like we were doing stuff like that. I'm like, I don't care if you were a captain or not. Like we don't need to just draft all college cap. Of course you're gonna be the best, right? That's why you're getting drafted. But I wasn't a big fan. It was a lot of this athletic guys that don't really have much to show for it.
I agree. I didn't think the Commanders did anything anything special in their draft. And as far as I'm not even going to talk about the other team that's in the NFCs, which is why I would have avoided this entire show if I remember that we were doing the NFCs. I never want to discuss anything involving the Cowboys, and that includes every game that they play this upcoming season. I'm going to treat them like I treat the Memphis Showboats. Tell me about it.
Bypassed it. I mean, their class was mid and not really. At least they're probably going to suck this year, so that's cool. Yeah.
I think it's interesting, right? I think it's interesting that they're right now the potential for some teams that hadn't had the best years, it's looking up, and then the teams that have been perennial playoff teams and fairly competitive are kind of starting to decline a little bit. The Cowboys, absolutely. I hope they continue to decline and continue to fall into the abyss, deep into the abyss, and burn. As far as the Eagles, it got to show me something. Draft class and not, just got to show me something. And I am not sold 100%. And like I said, I didn't really like any of the picks like that for the Cowboys really in general. I mean, like they're solid, but I didn't think there was nothing that popped out to me as like, oh, that's a difference maker for this team when they get the opportunity. So I'm not like, it's weird because I think a lot of these teams needed to improve. The Giants needed to massively improve. The Commanders massively needed something to kind of upheave what they've been doing. And I don't think we got I just don't think we got any of that. So I think if I had to pick the person, the team that did the best in terms of picking in the NFC East, I think is by far the Eagles. And I think just picking up Jeremiah Trotter, Cooper, even Will Shipley. Like I said, I like Will Shipley. I think those are good enough pieces on paper that'll fit with them well enough and not necessarily fulfills a complete need, but it does something to at least, boost what they already had existing. So,
well, we here at DAR Sports Media continue to boost what we have existing because there's a lot of stuff coming up that we're going to add, that we're going to spice up stuff around here with coming down the line. You guys should check out the DAR Twitter feed, True's Twitter feed. We got a lot of stuff coming up. I think we'll probably run through it on our most popular show, The Weekend Wrestling, which is coming up this weekend. A lot of big stuff going on in the world of wrestling right now. 2 pay-per-views this weekend. I'll just keep calling them pay-per-views. You know what I'm talking about. This will probably be our last football show until camps open towards the end of July. It'll be short, but your guys right here on DAR Sports Media are going to continue to cover football in general for you over on the United Football Media YouTube channel, where we do a Sports Center PTI style recap and preview show of the United Football League every Monday morning on the United Football Media YouTube page. Check it out. We are the number 1 show over there for a reason. We got our basketball show every Wednesday. Rolling. The playoffs are rolling. It's hot and heavy over there. Great analysis. And like I said, Weekend Wrestling. We've got some other extra stuff coming up soon. Like I said, check the social media feeds. We got DAR stories coming up. We got interviews of some more DAR Ultra interviews with the likes of some very fine wrestlers out there who are going to come and join us, tell their stories, talk about the things that they like, things that influence them. Like I said, we will get into that in more detail on Weekend Wrestling because me and True shoot the shit every Saturday, every weekend for you guys. As you can see, more and more and more, it's all over. The world of DAR never stops.